Hello, this is a demonstration of the NAISC approach to interlinking. So NAISC is the Novel Authoritative Interlinking of Schema and Concepts, and this tool was developed for information professionals as a means of guiding them in a step-by-step process through interlinking related resources. So this is the home page, and this page you're able to create a new collection or project, and this would contain the interlinks that you plan to create. So you give it a name, a description, and you provide the name of the creator, their organization, and the date. So then by clicking on Manage Collection, you're able to add your resources. So first you need to add an internal resource, and this is a resource that comes from the data set that you're working with. So the entities within the internal data set in your institution. So in order to search your data set, you can upload it to the SEM Facet tool. So here we have the BNF, or the Bibliothèque Nationale Française, their linked data set, and it has a record for James Joyce, which we're going to search for. And I've loaded the BNF dataset into SEM Facet earlier. So you can copy the URL, paste it in here. You can add a label for your resource, and a description. Then you can add a related resource to the internal resource you just added. So this is an external resource that you'd like to interlink with your internal resource. So here we can search some external authorities for a related entity to James Joyce. In this case, we're going to look at VIAF. You can see a description of the data set there. And we're going to search VIAF for James Joyce. And again, copy the URI and paste it back in SEM Facet. And from here, we're just going to look at a collection that I prepared earlier, so a similar collection. And in this collection, I've added the resource that you just saw, and as well as two other resources, as well as two other related resources. And now we're going to interlink them. So here we're linking the BNF record for James Joyce to the VIAF record for James Joyce. So how are these resources related? Well, in this case, they're identical. They're both records for the same person. And here's a description of what an identical relationship means in the context of NAISC. And then, given that you've selected identical, the tool suggests suitable properties that you could use to link them. Again, you can see the description. And then you provide a justification for why you're linking them. Then you can move on to the next one. Now we're linking The Dead, which is a short story by James Joyce, to a resource called Joyce's Dublin, which is a selection of podcasts, interviews, and contextual material in relation to James Joyce's short story, The Dead. So in this case, they're not identical. However, we can look at some of the other options that are available. In this case, we might go for closely related. And again, we can make a decision as to which property we feel is most appropriate. And again, here we're interlinking the record for The Dead, this time the 1987 film, and we're linking that to a New York Times article about the film. Once you've added all of the interlinks that you wish to create, you can view them in an RDF graph. So here you can see the resource, The Dead, the film, and its relation to the New York Times article. So these are the triples that you've created, the VIAF record for James Joyce, and the BNF record for James Joyce. And here the BNF record for The Dead, the play The Dead, or the short story The Dead, linked to the UCD collection of resources related to the short story. You can also view the RDF. And you can view the provenance data. This is automatically generated. Once you are finished, you can then download the interlinks.